Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. I am both the founder and creator of Ohio Patriot Education Network and Ohioans for Firearms Freedom, the other Pro 2A group that I made here a little over a year ago now. We basically did Ohioans for Firearms Freedom, June 13th, 2021 was our original start date, and we had our first anniversary on the day constitutional carry became a thing in the state of Ohio on June 13th of 2022, which was the day that Ohio Patriot Education Network was founded and created. So anyway, this is an update to the most recent ones we've been talking about all day this morning here, which is Ohio Senate Bill 357, which is nothing more than a red flag law and universal background check bill. So just got off the phone with 3 different offices in our state Senate, called up Senate President's office. It one rung straight to his voicemail, said they were on the other line or were away from the office or whatever the case be. I left a message. I said straight up, 357 is the worst piece of legislation I have ever seen in Ohio history right now. Kill it as quick as you can. Do what needs to be done. If it can die today in this committee, kill it in the committee. Called up State Senator Frank Hoagland's office. He also was not in office. Pretty much said the exact same thing to him verbatim that I said to Senate President Hoffman voicemail, which was, again, this is just garbage. It's unconstitutional. It's red flag law, universal background check crap. And then finally, I called up Senator Romanchek's office. Romanchek is a good dude, by the way. I've talked to him a couple of times. He was the one that I actually talked to about a year or so ago, I think is what it was. So they know who Ohioans for Firearms Freedom is, actually. And I talked to him then about how, or wait, was it him or was it, I'm trying to think now. I don't know if it was him per se or if it was, I think maybe it was both, actually. It was both his dude, his aide guy, and then it was actually him later on that day or whatever. He could call me back, so what it was then. But we were talking about the legislation at the time, like what it was going to be or whatever. And it was basically, because I was like, yeah, this is just weirdly written. He's like, yeah, it's meant to be weirdly written that way because that way we could actually pass it so it can get in there is what it is, which is sad. It was kind of sad the way he explained it to me, actually, because it was basically, it would be a piece of Pro 2A legislation they were trying to pass there, but they had to be all shady about it to get it passed. And it's like, dude, you have the supermajority in the thing. Just be for real about it. Be like, no, this is Pro 2A shit. This is for Ohioans good. It's for our benefits. Like the fact that you're like making it all weird and shit is just silly. But yeah, so anyway, talked to his aide guy, and his aide basically told me what this particular hearing is today, the finance hearing. It's basically a pre-hearing is what it is. There's no votes on anything today. It's essentially an introduction of 357 is what it is to the actual thing is what it would be then. So essentially it would be Dolan going up on the thing, being like, this is Senate Bill 357. I'd like to introduce this to this committee for, whatever future, whatever it is there and stuff like that, dude. Like future hearings and stuff like that would be then. So essentially it would be a first hearing kind of thing. And like I said to them, I said, I don't care if you can kill it today, man. Like this does not need to see the light of day ever again. And it never needs to be resurrected ever again. And I'm going to say it like it is, dude. And as I said to, it was either Hoagland's machine or it was Hoffman's machine. I said, Matt Dolan should be thrown out of General Assembly over this piece of legislation, dude. He should be removed from office over this. That's how bad 357 actually is, dude. And if you want to go back and hear me read the thing, you can hear me go back and read the thing like 2 episodes ago, bro. Or no, 3 episodes ago. I read it in 51, which is actually known as 511 for some reason. I'm going to have to go back and change that now to 51 then later on. But yeah. It is such a bad piece of legislation, dude. Hell, I'll read the motherfucker again. Because I have it here still. It does nothing more than create, quote, safety protection orders, which is nothing more than red flag laws, dude. It's extreme risk protection orders under any other name at that point, dude. It creates seller protection certificates, forcing Ohioans to no longer be able to do private sales with each other, to where we now have to acquire a fucking certificate that costs X amount of dollars, which, by the way, is nothing more than a bunch of Jim Crow fucking racist bullshit, because it's nothing more than fucking permit to purchase crap at that point, dude. Just like that crap they passed in Oregon the other day as BM 114, or like that fucking horseshit that fucking racist sack of shit Roy Cooper vetoed in North Carolina last year. It does nothing more than hurt minorities and poor white people, dude. That's all it does. It hurts the poorest of the poor, which are almost always minorities and poor white folks, bro. In the state of Ohio, it's a lot of poor white folks here, including myself. It's racist and classist is what it is, dude. And it's not only that, but it's a fucking piece of crap legislation to do nothing more than to create a gun registry. And why would you want to create a gun registry? Why would you want to create a gun roster? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you want to have your jackbooted fucking thug-ass piece of shit cops, oath-breaking assholes, fucking Fed boys, etc., which is probably why they're using the American Rescue Plan shit, so they can bring in the fucking feds on that one if they want to do confiscations at some point. So they can kick in people's doors and confiscate their shit, dude, because, oh my God, somebody said something wrong. Oh my God, that dude that was federally swatted 3 years ago is still a threat to our fucking democracy, even though we're a constitutional republic, you dumb fucks. I specifically said it like that, honestly, too, because I hate the fucking Democrats, and that's what they always be saying now. Same thing with the rhinos, too, by the way. We're not a fucking democracy, people. We're a constitutional republic. Every single one of you people in the Ohio State House, from Matt Dolan to Matt Hoffman, to Steve Hoffman, to fucking Jay Hotner, to Kirk Shearing, all of you, dude, every single one of you, January 3rd, 2021, swore an oath to uphold your constitutional right to keep and bear, swore an oath to the U.S. Constitution that included not infringing upon people's right to keep and bear arms. Matt Dolan has broken that oath. He should be removed from office. He is an oath-breaking motherfucker. He is also a scumbag sack of shit fucking multimillionaire. Probably a billionaire, actually, depending on how much money he has from his family, though, in the Cleveland Indians / Guardians. I always say Cleveland Indians because they should be still called at this point, dude. Fucking stupid name change, by the way. Fucking bunch of woke-ass garbage there, dude. And like I said, I know for a fact that this dude has put in at least a couple pieces of legislation that directly have benefited his family financially. Because it's all been legislation to like do a bunch of like infrastructure shit in Cleveland that directly benefited his family who own a fucking baseball team in the city. Like, how is that not misuse of position for personal gain? It falls under that, by the way, under that crime. Because the whole point of misuse of personal gain is not only for your personal gain, it's for anybody relating to you, family members, immediate family, whatever the case be, dude. Which is exactly what he did there. It just blows me away, dude. It blows me away. Now, this man is still in office after that kind of crap, dude. And I'm not sure exactly when those pieces of legislation went through, if they actually got through the General Assembly. I know it was introduced for sure. But like I said, man, like, if it was, I don't know, fucking 5-6 years ago, probably at this point, if nothing else. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, there should be no need for that shit, dude. It's just like there's no need for 357, dude. 38 special's good enough. Obviously, I gotta break it up a little bit there with a gun joke, man. But and that's the big thing, right? Like, that's what pisses me off the most about Dolan, dude. He knows damn well, of all handgun calibers, 357 is a handgun caliber. What better than to fuck over Ohioans than to put an anti-gun piece of legislation under a handgun caliber fucking number, dude? That is a double slap in the face, man. That is you directly slapping me in the face, sir. And every other Ohioan in this state that actually gives a shit about our gun rights. But yeah, as I was telling Roman Check's guy about the bill number, he's like, what was the bill number again? 57? I was like, no, 357. I should have said, like, the handgun caliber. And see what he said. But, yeah, it's just a bunch of crap, dude, entirely. And like I said, man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, dude. It absolutely infuriates the fuck out of me, dude. It would be one thing, right, if anything in this legislation actually fucking was good or not, but it's not. And I think he even said that to one of the, I forget which one it was that I called up and said something about there might be like a piece of this that's actually worth like keeping around, but everything else is garbage or whatever, dude. I don't even think there's any piece of it at this point, honestly, because even going back to the American Rescue Plan part of this, right? It would be money from that to be used regarding, quote, behavioral health workforce and crisis infrastructure expansion. Like, supposedly it's to address mental health, but if that be the case, like, okay, so who are going to, like, I'm assuming it'll be mental health counselors, what we're talking about on that one, dude, okay? Who are going to be these mental health counselors, dude? Because who actually gets into the mental health profession in college most of the time? It's a bunch of crazy fucking leftist cunts who have mental issues themselves and want to sit there and diagnose other people as fucking nuts, dude, when they're fucking insane themselves. So it's like, bro, what the hell? Seriously, fucking ridiculous. Anyway. I'm trying to see where we're at right now on this. Actually, let me go ahead and read some more of this now, because I don't think I ever read this entire thing, actually, when I was reading it earlier today or whatever. I'm going to read a little bit more of this right now, because there is some other stuff in here about, like, secret protection order stuff about how they would serve it and shit, which is right here, Section B. A law enforcement officer who serves a safety protection order issued under Division A of this section, not later than 3 business days after the order was served, shall file a return with the court that states that the order was served and that sets forth the time and date on which the order was served, the name and address of the respondent named in the order, and the serial number, make, and model, or any other relevant description, including clear photographs of each firearm and each dangerous ordinance received by the enforcement officer. So they're going to take your fucking guns, is what it is. This, like I said, this is fucking red flags. That right there, that's a red flag because they're seizing your firearms. Sorry about that. My shit went wonky again, so I'm gonna go ahead and reread this a second time because I don't know how much I actually got through there. But I was talking about them seizing firearms. That's what this is, dude. It's fucking red flag law. It's a red flag law at this point. As it says here, it says, Section B, a law enforcement officer who serves a safety protection order issued under Division A of this section, not later than 3 business days after the order was served, shall file a return with the court that states that order was served and that sets forth the time and date of which the order was served, the name and address of the respondent named in the order, and the serial number, make, and model, or any other relevant description, including clear photos of each firearm and each dangerous ordinance received by the law enforcement officer. There's more to it than that, obviously, after that, about like different stuff. But yeah, that's what it is, dude. They're going to seize your fucking guns because this is red flag laws by definition, bro. Safety protection orders are just red flag laws. They're just extreme risk protection orders under any other fucking name at that point. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of unconstitutional bullshit, dude. Fuck you, Matt Dolan, you fucking rhino sellout, oath breaker, sack of shit. Kill this in the finance committee today, every Republican in the Ohio State Senate. Seriously, I don't know who the fuck is on that committee. Kill it in that fucking first hearing. Seriously, I don't care if it's the ranking member. I don't care if it's the actual person that's overseeing the committee. Tell Matt Dolan to his face, fuck you, Matt Dolan. We are not putting this through. Eat a bag of shit, motherfucker. And if he tries to come back to something else, again, tell him to eat shit and get the fuck out of there because we're going to move him from office in 2023. Be like, your days are numbered here, motherfucker. And this is why, because you're an oath breaker piece of shit. You're lucky you're not in jail over this, Matt Dolan. Anyway. Yeah, let's see where we're at now. Okay, so they're taking their guns. And then it says, a copy of this inventory also shall be left at the location from which the firearms and dangerous ordinances were received. If no firearms and dangerous ordinances were found, a law enforcement officer who served the order shall report in the return that a search was conducted and that no firearms, by the way, a search was conducted. Illegal search and seizures, a direct violation of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, asshole. Says no firearms dangerous ordinances are found, noting that in this section shall prevent the destruction of dangerous ordinances that cannot be safely or practically removed or stored. C, law enforcement agency that has taken possession of the respondent's firearms pursuant to this section shall not indivisibly mark, damage, deface, or destroy the firearms while they are in the agency's possession. Use of property tags or stickers is permitted. Agency shall maintain the integrity and identity of the firearms in such a manner that if the firearms are to be returned to the respondent, they can be identified and returned to the respondent in conditions similar to what they were taken. Yeah, and how long is that going to take? What, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Seriously, bro. There are people in Florida to this day still fighting against red flag bullshit down there, who still have not had their firearms returned to them 2 years later, who have had to go to court and be their own lawyers because ERPOs, extremist protection orders, red flag laws, safety protection orders, all this bullshit you want to call it, dude. You never get a public defender because you're not being charged criminally. It's a weird, fucked up, like civil suit kind of thing is what it is there. And it's a civil court kind of thing, dude. And it's a bunch of bullshit entirely. And I believe that, truthfully, that is the main reason. I even said about Supreme Court stuff like that. So we should be taking the Supreme Court at this point, dude. And one of the messages I left to one of our state senators is what it is. And as I'm saying right now, dude, I think the main reason this wasn't taking the Supreme Court battles at this point is because nobody can afford to. Because why? Because they are only targeted against the poor people in this country, dude. They're gunners in this country. Because they want these fucking pedophile, child molesting pieces of shit like Michael Bloomberg, like all these fuckers in Hollywood and everything else like that, dude. All these sick fucks in our government like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, etc., dude. All of these fuckers, dude, want to turn us all into prohibited persons so that we can never have the right to vote them out of office. And some are just a bunch of fucking crackheads like Cory Booker, who have smoked a bunch of crack, and that's what they have on his ass is what it is, dude. I mean, hell, he might be a Kid Ripper too as well at this point. I don't fucking know. It wouldn't surprise me. Seriously. If it came out tomorrow that Cory Booker, fucking current U.S. Senator, was both a child molester and a crackhead, neither one of those things would surprise me at all, dude. So, anyway. Let's see here where we're at now. Okay, it says agency shall not relinquish control of the firearms other than pursuant to a sale as specified in Division D of this section, pursuant to an inspection for potential sale as inspected in the division, pursuant to a return to a lawful owner other than the respondent as specified in Division E and F of the section, or pursuant to a court order, including a subpoena. Okay, Section D, a respondent who is subject to a safety protection order issued under this section and a firearm retrieval made under this section, and whose firearms are in the possession of a law enforcement agency may sell to a federally licensed firearms dealer. So basically, okay, you're under fucking, you can no longer own firearms. We can make you sell to an FFL. We can make you a prohibited person, then you can sell to an FFL and get jack shit for them. Fuck you, dude. That's what they really want, honestly. And like I said before, dude, that's exactly why they're trying to make the seller protection certificates in this whole thing, dude. To turn us into a fucking no longer having the ability to do private sales in the state. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. It really fucking is. And I'm sick and tired of it, man. I really fucking am. So yeah, sell to an FFL is going to give you probably like a fourth of the fucking price for it is what it is, dude. Let's see. Dealer, one or more of those firearms that lawfully may be sold. If the respondent, under authority of the division, sells to a federally licensed firearms dealer one or more of the firearms that legally may be sold, the respondent and the dealer shall provide to the court the order valid evidence of the sale happening in the firearms. Upon presentation of the valid evidence, court shall order the law enforcement agency in possession of the firearms to transfer to that dealer each of the guns sold to them. Upon receipt of the order, the law enforcement agency shall transfer to the dealer each such firearm sold. Let's see. Court shall not order the transfer of any firearm to a dealer under the division unless the respondent and the dealer provide to the court valid evidence of the sale and the dealer of the firearm. So essentially what they're saying is, even if you made a deal and you didn't have the evidence to show it to him or whatever the case, they're like, yeah, we're not going to give you back your shit is what it is, dude, to sell this guy. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Well, technically it wouldn't be them giving it back to that dude. It'd be them specifically taking it to the fucking FFL and giving it to them is what it is then. Because it's sold to them then, if that be the case. Again, it's a bunch of BS, dude. This does nothing more than turn people into primitive people is what it is, dude. It's disgusting and sickening, and it's unconstitutional as fuck, dude. There is a reason why red flag laws break the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 14th Amendments of the Constitution, man. Because they are unconstitutional, because you can say something that suddenly makes you a fucking risk of having your shit seized. It breaks your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, which specifically says shall not be infringed upon it. This infringes upon that. SB 357 is an infringement upon the Second Amendment, dude, period. 4th Amendment, illegal search and seizures. 5th Amendment, self-incrimination. 6th Amendment, 8th Amendment, 10th Amendment, 9th Amendment. You know, all of it, dude. Excessive bail, fines and fees, all that shit like that, bro. States' rights, for God's sakes. Due process in the 14th. It breaks them all. Fucking bullshit, man. It really is. I'm sick and tired of it, man. I think a lot of other Americans are too at this point. If people want to know, and I've said it before on this channel, people want to know where we're heading towards balkanization and a rift in this country, dude, this is why. Because you have scumbag fucking criminal politicians trying to push anti-gun shit through. The one thing I will say is thank fucking God that this is just an introduction thing today. But even still, they should kill it on the spot. The thing with Ohio is you have to have 3 different hearings on something, dude, for it to ever get through a committee is what it is. So basically the way Ohio works is you have to have it introduced. You have to then have some stuff besides that on it and some other stuff on it on top of that, which usually with the 2nd and 3rd hearings, you would have people come in and be like, this is why I'm against this shit. And then people come in and being like, this is why I'm for this shit. Of course, Mom Demand Action is going to back this shit because they're probably the ones that fucking actually wrote the goddamn thing. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you look in other states right now and there are similar copy and paste pieces of legislation of this on the books right now, dude, that are being pushed through other general assemblies currently. Like not as law, but actual just legislation in their general assemblies is what it is. And it's all Bloomberg created crap, I'm guessing, dude, or it's Giffords created crap for that matter, dude. It's one of the two or both for even that matter, dude. I mean, hell, look at BM 114 in Oregon. It was both Giffords and Everytown that were part of that thing, dude. Would it surprise me if it was both their sets of lawyers pushing through this crap is what it is? Hell no, dude. Because they're the biggest fucking scumbag fucking cunts on earth right now, dude. They should all be in prison right now. The fact that Michael Bloomberg is not in prison for bribing state officials here in Ohio and nationwide, including a state senator down in Florida that admitted to being bribed by Michael Bloomberg? Bro, how the fuck is this dude not serving prison time right now? How the fuck is Everytown? How the fuck is Mom's Demand, etc. still being funded? They should be in bankruptcy court trying to seek fucking Chapter 11. Because we should have already countersued the shit out of them into the fucking ground 15 fucking years ago. When they first started up is what it is. That's the real problem, dude. You didn't have enough pro-gun people back then. Fucking cutting them off at the fucking knees back in those days. You should have kicked their fucking knees off from under them, dude. Kicked them in the back of the fucking ankle and knocked their fucking legs off from under them at that point, dude. Made them fall flat on their fucking asses. Metaphorically speaking, obviously, not physically. Just so we're clear on that one. I gotta make that perfectly clear on that one, dude. Just to be clear, I'm talking about a metaphorical kicking their fucking legs out is what it is, not actually physically like walking up behind Michael Bloomberg and kicking his fucking legs out or something like that. Although, to be fair, it would be justifiable at this point in history, honestly. But, of course, you never get that close because of all of his armed private security. I like to point that one out, dude, because a little piece of shit fucking tyrant Bloomberg has about, 6, 8, 10 people with him at all times. They're all armed and stuff like that, dude. He's just a fucking anti-gun pussy. But he'll sit there and be such a hypocrite douchebag and have everybody armed around him is what it is. Because he don't protect himself. He's everybody else protect his ass is what it is, dude. Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, needless to say, dude, it's one of those things where we should have knocked him. We should have knocked him out at the fucking pass, dude. It should have been a knockout blow right then and there, man. Right when they were starting up, 15, 20 years back is what it was. And it would have been a bing, bing, done, done. Every single one of those guys that was stopped and frisked and that had the stop and frisk happen against them in New York City there under Bloomberg's mayoralship, dude. It should not have been the city of New York paying out those monies, dude. It should have been Bloomberg himself being bankrupted into the fucking ground through multiple civil lawsuits at that point for being a racist old prick piece of shit, dude. And that right there would have cut off every time at the fucking nuts, dude. Because Bloomberg would have been bankrupt at that point then from just billion-dollar losses by about 57 people is what it would have been then, man. And this is what I'm saying, dude. When it comes to BM 114 out of Oregon, when it comes to this red flag crap here in Ohio, we have to get this shit out of here. All you Oregonians that could go under the OPEN moniker, do what needs to be done. Create the Oregon Patriot Education Network there, dude, and use that name to sue the fucking shit out of Bloomberg over BM 114. Make open a fucking household name at this point, dude. On the West Coast, and we here on the East Coast will do the same by suing the shit out of Dolan and company if it ever gets past these committee hearings, dude. We got about 3 hours, right? Less than 3 hours, actually, until this is supposed to be going to the Finance Committee hearing today, dude. It'll be considered an introduction bill by Dolan. But even still, it's a bunch of crap, dude. This is why we can never rest. This is what saddens me, dude. As a pro 2A guy, as a fucking constitutionalist, as a Second Amendment advocate and activist, we can never, ever rest. Especially after an election, dude, because this is what they were talking about and those other things I was talking about, dude. Ironically enough, it was Democrat Alice Russo talking about it, dude. She said, lame duck session, everything moves very quickly. And she's right about that, dude. Did I expect this to be a thing this quickly? Hell no, bro. I didn't even think they were going to be in office till next week at this point, dude. It's probably because, I think maybe honestly it's because we're going to be in office for about, give or take a few days here, and then they're going to go on break again for Thanksgiving is what it is then. So they're going to try to push through a bunch of shit right now, right before Thanksgiving then, and then come back after Thanksgiving, like a week or so after that, first week of December, whatever it is there. And then it's going to be a couple weeks there in December, right before Christmas time is when they're going to do a bunch of other shit. Then is what it is. So do I think there's enough time for this to get through there is what it is? No, I do not. Thankfully. That's it. That is, unless they want it to get through, dude. If the state senators want to push this through in like a multi-set of hearings very quickly, they could. You could essentially have hearings 2 and 3 become both proponent and opponent hearings in the same fucking day within like an hour of each other, essentially, where it basically just becomes like an all hearing at that point, dude. And that would be like the second/third one they would need then. And if it gets through those, dude, that's when they could vote on that shit. Now, granted, should it even get to those votes? No. It should be taken up in this first hearing today and then never heard from again after this, dude. It should be like, all right, we'll see you later, Matt. Fuck you. Get the hell out of our chambers. Seriously, why can we not have hot mics like that here in Ohio, dude? This is why I need to be on the fucking things. This is why I need to get in office, dude, because I would be the guy that would be so conjured by like everybody because I would legit just call these motherfuckers out. I'd be like, I'm not working with your bitch ass, you fucking oath breaker sack of shit. And they'd be like, man, he really on today. It's like, you're damn right I am, because I'm the only fucking constitutionalist in this damn state house, you bastards. All the rest of y'all are a bunch of oath breakers, man. And that's the sad part, actually. You look back at everything that's going on right now in the state of Ohio, dude. Every single person currently sitting in office right now in the state of Ohio, both in the state house and the state senate, has at least one time broken their oath to office in the past 2 years right now. Most of them was for voting for Bob Cupp for speaker, actually, on the state side, on the state house side. Just because Cupp is a super oath breaker himself at that point. And the fact that you're voting that man into the speakership when he has committed so many crimes before that in the previous General Assembly, like, what the hell, bro? That being said, I think that was about it for actually people like Sarah Fowler Arthur. I think that's about the only thing she's got a knock on her for that one. And a few of the other guys like Gary Click and stuff like that were first termers, and like Lloyd Check and stuff. But again, it was because they lockstep voted in Cup is what it was, dude, to make sure that no Democrats could take the speakership is what it was, though, which and again, I kind of get that, but like simultaneously, it's like you couldn't have voted in a better speaker at that point, dude. Like, seriously, it was Nino Vitale's last term. Vote him in there. Like, he would have been such a better speaker than Cup, dude. Such a better speaker than Cup. But now I understand why, because he wasn't playing the fucking game. He wasn't doing the $1 million fucking bunch of BS lobbying crap, dude. And that's a problem of itself right there, right? When I talked to my rep Stolfist a couple weeks back, actually, no, it's probably about a month or so ago now. Yeah, it was more than that now. Yeah, it's probably, let me think, what's today, the 15th? So yeah, it's probably about a month and a half ago now, somewhere in there, about 6 weeks or so. But yeah, I talked to him like a month or so ago. It was one of the things he had mentioned was, and I said specifically to him that day, I was like, hey, why don't you run for speaker? And he was like, yeah, I'm not really one of those guys. And plus, it's like, you basically have to make all kinds of backdoor lobbying deals with people and stuff like that. $1 million to become Speaker of the House of Ohio, dude. And like various lobbying crap. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to see who this is right now. And it just says incoming call. I don't really want to answer that. It might be one of the state reps or state senators calling me back if that be the case. But again, I don't really want to. I've had enough scammers use the incoming call thing, and oh yeah, there you go, 3 times. That kind of proves to me that they're not going to leave a message or whatever, dude. So yeah, that seems a little bit shady to me. And then it comes up after that with one of my local numbers and stuff. Yeah, it definitely was a scam call for sure. So yeah, that was definitely a scammer calling up, dude. But anyway, like I said though, it's a bunch of crap, dude, and it's ridiculous, the whole like money and politics thing, dude. And it's something that's pissed me off to this day, honestly. There is no reason for it at all. There is zero reason to have to raise tens of thousands to millions of fucking dollars just to hold a seat of power in this country when the seat of power itself pays less than what you're raising in campaign contributions. And while you're making backdoor shady deals with people is what it is, dude. And just proving to go along with the corruption thing is what it is, bro. The whole pay to play shit. You know? And it kind of made me look at Sarah Carruthers a little bit differently, actually, in our state house right now, dude, because she won against that Sam Lawrence kid. The big thing with Sam Lawrence was, I think the real reason he didn't win was 2 reasons, actually. He was an anti-gun little faggot, and he was also a piece of shit who basically wanted to sit there and be like, I'd be the youngest person in the state house right now. And the thing was, he was basically sucking David Hogg's dick with March for Our Lives people is what it was for their that were paying for his campaign and shit like that, dude. So anyway, I believe that's why he didn't get in there. Plus, he's a Democrat in the Republican stronghold area and stuff. The thing is, though, when he was running on the platform that Carruthers was doing pay-to-play stuff in our state house, I kind of looked into it a little bit, dude. And he might be right about that, actually. Like, I will give him credit on that one for outing that shit, dude. I still hate you, dude. I do. I hate you with a passion there, Sam Lawrence, because you're a piece of shit, dude. Fuck you. But, you know, at least you or whoever the hell it was in your campaign was able to look up some stuff and potentially find some actual criminal shit there. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I'm not one side or the other at this point, dude. I'm not against just Democrats. I hate everybody at this point, dude. I want them all gone. If I had the power right now to snap my fucking fingers and there were 99 brand new people in our state house next General Assembly and fucking 33 brand new state senators in our state house next General Assembly or in our state senate / general assembly next go around, I would do that, dude. If I had that magic power to do that shit, I would do that right now. I don't, is unfortunately the problem right now, dude. There's going to be a couple, though. There'll be a few here and there on both sides of the chambers and stuff like that, dude, that are going to be brand new. And there's going to be others that are going to be a bunch of flip-floppers and stuff like that, dude, like Shane Wilkin or like Catherine Ingram or Paula Higgs Hudson and stuff like that, dude. Or Cecil Thomas, who's flipping from the state senate to the state house now. It's like you're all, like, with the exception of you, Shane Wilkin, who had, like, I think you were going to be a 4th-term state rep if you would run for election there. Everybody else was termed out. The same thing with Bob Peterson, by the way. He was a Republican that flipped from our state house to our state senate from our state house. Yeah. He flipped from the state senate to the state house now as go around and won a non-contested election. You all were termed. Get the fuck out and don't come back. Go get another fucking job, dude. Seriously. Stop being a fucking politician. You should not be a career politician because those two phrases should not go together. You fuckers are civil servants. You should be serving your constituents for the anywhere from 2 to 8 years that they put you into a place, and then get the fuck out and go get a real job that actually pays taxes. You assholes. Stop stealing fucking money from Ohioans to pay your shitty fucking paychecks when half of you cocksuckers aren't even in fucking office ever, dude. Or if you are there, you're fucking there for like half the year and then you take fucking breaks every few months is what it is, for 2 to 3 weeks at a time to a couple months at a time. You want to get paid? You're going to get paid while you're doing your fucking job. And you're not doing your fucking job, you're not getting fucking paid. Fuck you. I actually looked it up one time with the amount of money these people were getting paid, because it's like $64,000 a year. It breaks down to like $143 a day or something like that, dude. Last January, they were not in office, not in committee, not doing anything in the General Assembly at all, dude, for almost an entire month. And they were getting paid $140-something a day to sit back on their asses and do nothing, dude. Now, granted, I could be wrong. Some of them might have been at home actually writing legislation or talking with different people and different lobbying groups and stuff like that to create legislation and stuff like that, which technically, if you can prove that you were doing that stuff, that would be a reason for you to get paid, honestly. Especially if you're actually the one writing legislation, not just having some lobbying group write it for you is what it is. Like every town, Allison Russo, fucking cunt. So anyway, but yeah, no, the whole point of it is though, man, like, unless you can prove that you're actually working during that time, you shouldn't be getting a paycheck at all. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude. And as much as I hate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, dude, like there was one smart thing that woman ever said in her entire life, dude. And it was, I don't know how long ago it was. I believe it was in her first term in office. And it was when she was trying to run for like another term there in 2020 or something like that. Or maybe it was like mid 2019, somewhere in there. And it was basically her talking about how money in politics need to be done away with. There need to be like caps on stuff. And she's right about that one, dude. Now, granted, was that actually her saying that, or was it somebody else telling her to say that? I think it's probably the second thing. Honestly, it was somebody else telling her to say it. But even still, like, she said it. And that's the big truth of the thing, man. At what point do we introduce money caps in politics at this point, dude? If you're going to run for political office, you need to be capped out at some point. Every stage of the fucking thing, dude. You should not be spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a county commissioner seat or a state house seat or a fucking state senate seat or something like that, dude. Or millions of dollars in a governor's race, when all that cash could be going to actually feed Americans. When it could be going to actually house Americans. When it could be going to deal with the drug epidemic in our country. You could go, seriously, I don't know how much money was spent in the governor's race between Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano in Pennsylvania there, dude. Almost every dollar of that could have gone to fix Kensington Avenue in PA there, dude. To get these fucking junkies off the street and finally get them cleaned the fuck up. But no, you're going to piss away potentially millions of dollars for a seat of power that pays $100K or so a year, maybe. I know Ohio, it pays like 100 and something thousand a year is what it is for the governorship here. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, look at DeWine. DeWine spent like, I think it was like 20 million bucks this go around or something crazy, or like 17 million or something crazy like that, dude. And it's like, bro, at what fucking point? It's another incoming call. It's like, bro, at what fucking point is enough enough? And the same thing with Nan Whaley, who spent like 10, 12 million bucks is what it is in this race, dude. It's like, seriously, people, stop pissing away money. Look at Stacey Abrams, dude. Fucking $105 million of other people's money there in Georgia to lose to Brian Kemp. Val Demings, U.S. Senate seat, $77 million to lose to Marco Rubio. It's like, Jesus Christ, bro. If people have that kind of money, put it to use. Give Americans some fucking relief, for God's sakes. You know, people always talk about taxing the rich and stuff, dude. Apparently we need to more. If they're going to be doing campaign contributions like a motherfucker like that, dude, yeah, every last dollar of that should be like quadruple tax at this point, for real, man. A bunch of bullshit, dude. Entirely. So, anyway. That last one was a weird number. It was a different one than the first one, though. I'm going to look this up in a little bit here and see if they're actually scam calls or not. I know I had one earlier today. It was them using some HHS fucking number for like Health and Human Services stuff. And I looked it up and it's like, yeah, they're all scammers and stuff at this point. It's sad, dude. And again, you want to talk about politicians doing stuff, dude? Fix the fucking scam calls, dude. God damn. How many years has it been now? 10, 12, 15? And you fuckers are still letting this shit go on? Like, nah, man. Start fucking putting tariffs against these countries that allow this shit, man. Slap these Indian call centers in the fucking face with a big ass dick. Seriously. I don't care if it's a human dick or a big ass dildo either, for that matter. It could be either. I don't give a fuck, man. You know? Fucking smack him in the face with it. Either way, man. But that's the entire point, bro, is like, yeah, deal with this fucking shit, man. But no, instead they rather piss away fucking trillions of dollars and fucking omnibus bills and stuff like that and inflate our country like fucking crazy is what it is. I don't know anymore, man. I'm sick and tired of all of it. Like I said, I'm done with it. And hopefully today will go like it's probably going to go, which is basically you'll have 357 introduced into the finance committee there. And then hopefully it'll just die right there. Is what it is, dude. It'll get introduced and then it'll never get heard from again is what it is. It'll get its first introduction hearing or whatever with the first one there, and it will never get a second or a third or a fourth or anything like that, dude. I'd like to point something out too, by the way. It took them almost an entire year to get constitutional carry through our state house, dude. It was like 356 days from start to finish, I believe was what it was. When I decided to count them all up the one time when it actually finally got through. There was like 6 different committee hearings for that, dude, before they finally voted on it. When it only needed 3 of them. Because Shane Wilkin is such a piece of shit that he fucking did that crap, dude. And how the fuck, like, seriously, I would like to see elections audited in Ohio, Frank LaRose. I'm pretty sure Shane Wilkin cheated to get in the state senate, dude. And I mean that seriously. Because I don't believe there's that many fucking people in that district that are that stupid to vote for that fucking rhino sack of shit, dude. So he can flip-flop our General Assembly is what it is. And that ain't the only race that should be investigated at this point, dude. Amelia Sykes' congressional race in the District 13 there should 100% be investigated. A whole bunch of Democrat wins at the state level, dude, that were in, you know, supposed like toss-up districts and stuff like that should definitely be investigated at this point. Same thing with Ingram and Hicks Hudson's fucking wins in the state senate as well, dude. Same thing with Cecil Thomas's fucking go there in the that district. Yeah, there's a lot of shady shit going on here, dude, and it's all usually Democrats fucking around, dude, except for Wilkin, who might be a fucking rhino, is what it is, dude. Well, sorry, Wilkin is a fucking rhino. He might be a rhino. He 100% is a fucking rhino. But there might be some shady shit going on in that race is what I mean. That's what I'm talking about here. So anyway, yeah, I'm just fucking done with it, man. I am so sick and tired of all this shit. And I'm ready to just fucking start smacking some people, man. Is what it is. Slap them down, man. Slap them down. But yeah. Anyway. Something needs to be done, and it needs to be done very quickly in this country, dude. I don't know what it's going to take anymore. If it's going to take people being called the fuck up, it's going to people being, you know, removed from office by force through actual, you know, cops and stuff like that, or what it's going to be, dude. But something's going to have to change, dude, or we're going down a bad path right now towards a Great Depression, towards balkanization, everything else like that for that matter. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'll be back probably tomorrow. It depends. If I hear anything about this finance thing, it might be sometime tonight. Otherwise, it'll be sometime tomorrow. And then we'll probably do the 2A cast on Friday. I don't know if we'll do anything on Thursday or not. I got some stuff I got to do on Thursday. So anyway, that's what we'll be at right now. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. I'll see y'all on the next one.